Welcome to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, the daily talk show with the voice of Penn State football and men's basketball. You never know what special guest may stop on by any given day. Now here's the man of the hour, Mr. Steve Jones.
So you woke up today and you thought that was a good look?
I thought so. Can't wear the Penn State shirt really tomorrow or Saturday. So this was the perfect time.
Okay, nice try. Holy mackerel. Let's before we move on, the Seattle Mariners clinched the West last night. Cal Raleigh has now hit 60 home runs. Cal Raleigh is now 3 home runs away from the American League record with 4 games to play. It's what Judge hit his 50th last night in the Yankee Stadium.
1551. Yep.
Yeah, MVP. No. So, okay, great player.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. But in this year, Cal Raleigh's the MVP.
Yeah, I agree.
60 home runs. So he is only the 4th American League player to ever hit 60 or more. Judge, Maris, Ruth, and Cal Raleigh. He's not done yet. All the other big numbers are in the National League. So what, Sosa hit 60 or better 3 times.
McGuire,
of course, and Bonds.
Bonds, yep.
All right. Amazing.
I think Stanton came close one year.
Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton hit 58.
Yeah, I think it was 50, yep.
Yeah, it's like Hank Greenberg in fewer games. Also hit 58 in a year with Detroit. But you play in Seattle, so that means your games are ending late. You have to wake up the next day to find out what they did. I remember talking to Dave Sims about that because Dave now does the Yankees, and Dave said, "Oh, Steve," he says, "It's great out here. He says, all these other games, they're over by the time they get to us. We know all the results." He says, "But," he says, "people don't know what we're doing or what we're not doing out here because of the time difference." I understand that. But Raleigh's got 60. He's not done yet. Can he find a couple more to tie? Can he find 3 more to break it? We'll see. But good for him. I think that's great. And it's something that happened while you were sleeping. I'm sure that when you went to sleep last night, you knew that Judge hit 51. He hit 2. He hit 51. And they've tied Toronto for first in the East. Oh, by the way, the other guy out west, they clinched the division, and by the way, he's got 60 because he hit 2. Again, not in any way, shape, or form putting down Aaron Judge, not in the least. Aaron Judge gets a lot of incredible publicity, but sometimes there are other guys doing some great things too, and I always want to point that stuff out. The Ryder Cup starts tomorrow. I know you don't care in the least. I don't see you wearing any red, white, and blue stuff today. Amazing. The dreaded Europeans are here. Bethpage Black, Rory, John Rahm. You know how things change now. We're all rooting for Rory to win the Masters. Now, every single American fan that was rooting for him to win the Masters is saying, "I hope he loses 4 in the Ryder Cup." Yeah. So, couple things. This has been an interesting week where something that Drew Aller got himself off of social media about a year ago this time. He started the season, and he was on it, whatever. And then he got off social media, and that's really helped him. But every single, I've had people send me articles. I'm not seeking them out in any way, shape, or form. This is one of those where I can do my own preparation. I mean, James is so generous about making sure I can be at everything. So, and so I don't need to read articles about whatever, or Instagrams about what somebody sees at practice or whatever. What was yesterday's Instagram? I did get, this one was sent to me about Denai Dennis Sutton. There's something wrong. He's just jogging through a drill. He's jogging through a drill. It's like that's all he's doing. It's I was like, I stood there going, oh, you got to be kidding me. But I guess the Wall Street Journal, and I guess they do write sports articles. The Wall Street Journal wrote an article on Aller. And it's about the quarterback that can't, quote, win the big one or whatever it is. All right. Now, when I get the Wall Street Journal, I'm hoping for advice as to what to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No offense. Or if there is an article about sports, something on the business of sports or something like that, which, they've written some great stuff on the business of sports and so forth. But, it just seems like every time I turn around with Drew, somebody's backhanding him.
Mm-hmm.
And I realize it comes with the position.
Yeah, absolutely. Quarterback position, no question.
Right? But that, he doesn't win big games. Okay, they got to the national semifinals last year.
Yeah.
He had to win something. He had to win some big game somewhere, didn't he?
Yep.
They got to the national semifinal last year. Am I missing something?
No. No, you had to win 2 to get there.
Didn't you have to win some big games to, number 1, be in the field, and number 2, get that far? Didn't he throw 3 touchdown passes in the quarterfinal game?
Mm-hmm.
But, of course, the problem is, quote, Boise State's not good enough for people. They're good enough for people when they upset somebody.
Ask Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl many years ago if they were good enough. Yeah.
It's like, okay, great. Hey, now, does he regret where he threw the ball against Notre Dame?
Sure.
With 43 seconds left? Of course he does. Okay, yeah, fine. Okay. People have those moments. All right. Hey, you learn from adversity. And all I know is that he's about to start his 33rd game at quarterback for Penn State. And he's throwing the ball, he's leading. I don't know. Look, I remember when Todd Blackledge was criticized. He won a national championship here. I know it comes with the position, but there's too much piling on with him right now. To me.
Mm-hmm.
To me. I may be wrong. Now he can have a universal feeling from everybody and go out and go 25 or 30 and throw for 300. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And Penn State wins the game and goes, hey, look, see what he did. All right. I understand that. But don't act like he hasn't accomplished anything. Don't act like he hasn't had something to do with the winning around here. Penn State's won 37 games in 3 1/3 years. They've never done that before.
Right.
Well, he didn't do it just by kneel downs and handoffs. he had something to do with it. And I realize that right now we're doing the low-hanging fruit, which there's a tendency to do, especially with maybe some of the less experienced people out there. Like, oh, well, look, it's like I'll jump on a narrative and then go from there. Now, fortunately, he doesn't read that stuff, but after a while, if you know him, you know what a great guy is. And I think he's done some terrific things here. Now, does he have to do more terrific things? Sure. Because you get into a game like this, one of the keys to winning is that you know who your best players are. Now, you need everybody to play well in a game like this, but you also need your best players to be your best players. Okay?
Absolutely.
You need that. You need your best players to be your best players. Okay. And he, of course, is one of them. So they're going to need him to play really well on Saturday night, just like Oregon needs Dante Moore to play really well on Saturday night. No, but I'm just saying, it's just, I mean, people have been sending me stuff. Believe me, I don't seek anything out. I'm like,
Right.
Okay. In other words, I'm just like reading the headlines, and I'm not, and then I'll maybe look at a paragraph or two. I know where this is going. Boom, done. And I don't think Drew's quoted in any of them, unless it's been like maybe his weekly.
Yeah.
Teleconference.
On Wednesdays. Yeah.
Does he do a weekly one?
He's made available. I don't know if he's made available every week. He's made available. The players are made available, I think, on Wednesdays, right?
Nor should he be made available every week. He still has to live a life.
Yep.
But yeah. Now look, they are going to need him to play well. There's no question about that. Just like on this show, we need you to somehow produce.
That's right. Produce. Come up big.
But yeah, look, sports with all the money in it right now is more popular than ever, more scrutinized than ever. Sports with gambling involved in it is exponentially more scrutinized than ever before. Look at the Eagles game with the Rams on Sunday. Okay. Here are the results from the Eagles-Rams game. Kick is good, Rams win. Eagles don't cover. Okay. Kick goes wide right. Okay. Eagles win but don't cover. Kick goes wide left. Eagles win, don't cover. Okay. Kick gets blocked, just rolls around, recover, they run off the field, the whole thing's done, we're done. Eagles win, don't cover. Kick is, okay. Those are 99.8% of the scenarios. Kick blocked, run back for a touchdown, Eagles covered, was not one of the scenarios. Right? And now, okay, but in the gambling world, it was gigantic.
Absolutely.
And I remember Dick Girardi and I were having lunch at the Orleans, and the restaurant was adjacent to the sports book. This is in Las Vegas. And this is the year Carolina went to the Super Bowl with Cam Newton. So they're having a great year. And they're playing the Giants at the old Meadowlands. They may have been at MetLife. I think at this point MetLife's built. Right? Wasn't it 2015? So MetLife, Penn State played Syracuse in 2013.
Yep, 13 they played there,
Yeah. So they're playing at MetLife. And as we're sitting there, the Giants drive down the field, get a touchdown, and I think the Giants were 7-point underdogs. 7-point underdogs. Something like that. They drive down the field, they score a touchdown. Kick the extra point. It's going to go overtime. The place is going insane. Why? Because these people all had their money on the Giants. The place is going nuts. So by going to overtime, they have guaranteed that Carolina is going to cover. I mean, that the Giants are going to, that Carolina can't cover. Because if you score a touchdown, you don't kick an extra point in overtime. Then in overtime, I think it was John Casey the kicker then for Carolina. Who doesn't matter.
2015. Yeah, it probably was 2015. Yeah.
So John Casey in overtime kicks a field goal. Carolina wins. Remember I said everybody was going insane there? Not a peep. It did not matter that Carolina won the game. Did not matter that Carolina won the game. All it mattered is that the Giants, on a 7-point spread, right, got it done. So,
yeah.
I mean, and that's the world we live in. So if a
Sure.
player is alleged to have cost you a game, right? Is alleged through whatever they do.
Right.
They're going to be ripped more than anybody, because now it's affecting your wallet.
Absolutely.
And that's where we are. And that is where sports is today.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of absolutely gambling, 100%, and it doesn't help that professional organizations promote it as much as they do. I understand why they do, but it doesn't help whatsoever.
Well, I know. I know why they do it.
Yeah, but and that's part of it. And the other part of it is that the second part that sometimes involves money, sometimes doesn't, is social media. When you look at what social media has been good in the sense that you get news quicker, you are able to find a lot of things that are credible without question. Flip side of that, you're able to get news that is not accurate quicker. You're able to get things that who knows what posted who and who posted what.
Right.
That becomes an issue in a lot of ways, because there are gullible people out there that will believe anything they see, and unfortunately, and that is the power of social media in the good and the bad.
Right. So now let's get to this one. Lewis Moore, good defensive back for Indiana.
Sure.
He challenged his eligibility because he played 3 years at Navajo Junior College. Okay. And he says the NCAA's eligibility rule violated the Texas Antitrust Act. Okay. Well, guess what? He gets to play this year, and he's eligible immediately. So, there you go. That was big for him.
Absolutely.
They granted him eligibility. He's been playing, so he challenged it in court, and he's allowed to continue playing for Indiana. He's 24 now. But yeah, you're 25, right? No speed.
Around there,
No speed.
Nope, somewhere around there.
No.
Eligibility's still there, but talent is lacking in a lot of ways.
Don't I know it? Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to be so forward about it. Jeez, the A's beat the Astros again last night.
Yeah, yes, I can't believe the Astros and Tigers. I just have no idea what on earth has happened to those teams.
Well, the fact is the Tigers are not losing close games.
No.
They're being they're being quote defeated.
Yeah.
So now Cleveland's in first place.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit led the Central for 175 days. Cleveland was 15 and a half out on early in July.
Yeah, not just led. They had a 15 and you just said 15 and a half. Yeah. Good Lord.
Guardians have 17 wins their last 19. And remember, they don't have Ortiz or Clase in their bullpen.
Yeah.
Because of this gambling probe. And they just keep on going. You got to give them credit. And I'm happy for my good friend Tom Hamilton. I'm sure he's having a great time with his time. He's one of the great guys out there. And he did a lot of Big Ten basketball for BTN for years. So I ran into him, talked to him many times. But I'm thrilled for him. Of course, he's in the Hall of Fame now. You're in like multiple Hall of Fames, aren't you?
I think so.
Did you show up for any of the ceremonies, or?
No. They put my big picture up and said, I think one said, "Do not accept check from this man." I think it was a celebration for them. For me, it was the dubious honors.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So the SEC announced their rivalries this week because they're trying to keep 3 intact
on the non-conference games. Yep.
And like the Iron Bowl.
Of course.
Auburn,
yeah, gotta have that.
Yeah, Mississippi's still going to play
Mississippi
State in the Egg Bowl.
Sure, Egg Bowl. Yeah.
And so forth. And LSU and Alabama are not paired up. How about that?
Yeah.
LSU and Alabama are not paired up. That thing has been always,
it's been classic.
I always feel like that game delivers.
Oh, there's no doubt.
You don't know who's going to win, but that game delivers.
Well, you go back to the year Alabama didn't win the SEC and won the national title, beat LSU in the national title game.
Well, this is after, if I remember, LSU won at Tuscaloosa
9-6 in a game that was unbelievable. Yeah, absolutely a phenomenal game. It was in prime time, and that was no doubt. And then and then that same year Alabama wins the national title. But then you go to the year Burrow and LSU wins the national title. They win in Tuscaloosa. Yeah, there were some unbelievable games between the two of them. Assume Florida and Georgia protected each other. Cocktail party.
Yeah.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah. So things like that were kept, but no LSU, Alabama.
Wow.
Right? To quote Dick Girardi, gone.
Gone.
By the way, Mike Gundy got paid $15 million as the buyout. And my understanding is that Mike Gundy was given no option of staying. In other words, hey, if you do this, and nope. It was like, you're done. There was no option of staying. December 1st is the day that they have a contractual obligation from the College Football Playoff to let ESPN know if they're going to expand the field beyond 12 teams for 2026. So they met in Rosemont, home of the Big Ten. Didn't have a long meeting. It was not a long meeting. As soon as they found out you were the guest speaker,
that was it. They wanted to hurry it up.
Kind of broke up quickly.
They were serving lunch during my speech, literally, to get this guy out of here.
We'll have him speak during dessert. A lot of people pass. I don't understand what that means. I'll pass on dessert. We're good. But when I mean briefly, they met for 20 minutes.
It's not one of those 7-hour meetings where the main topic isn't discussed, as they state.
No. Now, the Big Ten and the SEC, of course, have the bulk of the power in this. And, of course, the Big Ten, Tony Petito threw that 2018 field out there. You're like, oh, Tony, what are you doing? Yeah. Nobody's going to agree to that. There also right now is a thought that they may just stick with 12 for the time being. Okay. And Rich Clark, who's the College Football Playoff Executive Director, says, and I think he's right when he says this, everything's still on the table. I mean, I would like to see 16 because I think 16, works.
I think so, too.
I don't want to see it go past.
No, you can't.
Not in the least.
I
don't want to do this because FCS has 24.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't have.
I can't. I think that becomes difficult to
follow. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I think you have to have a format that people can follow.
Yes.
12 they can follow, 16 they can follow. Beyond that, no.
I don't think so.
And look, there are what 134 Division I FBS football schools? Okay. So 16, okay, it's fine. What's it, 12%?
Yeah, around there. Yep. Quick math is tough. Divide it by 10, it's 13.4. So it's got it probably around 12. Yep.
I just needed one guy. Hear me out. So that's 12%.
Yeah.
Because right now the NCAA basketball tournament is 19%.
19. Yep.
If they were to go to 76 schools, it would be 21%. Now, let me throw in this one little quick thing about the NCAA tournament. You know what one of the issues happens to me? Let's see how savvy you are in the world.
One of the issues of the NCAA tournament?
Going to 76.
I can't think of too many. I think you're going to obviously expand the prior field to expand the first round.
Yeah, it's a logistical one.
So I was going to say, yeah, because money and expansion are something you're going to
It's a logistical
clamor
one.
for.
And here's the logistical part. Believe it or not, charters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I don't think
true.
People, I think people think, and I understand that if you don't do travel planning and you're just flying commercial all the time, which the vast majority of people do.
Sure.
So there's no way in heck they would know this. No way, unless you're actually
physically
involved
Yep.
in it. Right? You know, that's why when you do these shows, you try to like tell people maybe a couple things they may not know.
They may not know. Sure.
When the NCAA is trying to work out games and sites and things like that, they have to work out the charter part of it. Because there aren't just planes flying around. You pick one out, it comes down, lands, you take it, and there you go. And there aren't as many charters available as there used to be. And now you're talking about having to get 8 more schools to a site. All right? Now, you'd like that site to be probably outside of the Eastern time zone because Dayton is in the East. So you'd like to have it be in a different time zone. There's certainly places that want to host it. That's not an issue. But can you get, all the logistics between hotels, meals, the venue, and the transportation?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have enough buses in the area to do it? Do you have enough hotels in the area to do it? Can you get charters to get people in? Are they available? They fight and scramble more on charters than anything else when it comes time to planning the NCAA tournament because there just aren't as many as there used to be. There's not as many available. So, and it's something that unless you do this, because the vast majority of people travel on commercial.
Commercial, yep.
Right? You go cargo.
That's right. Private plane. It's just like Captain Harrison Police Academy. I don't do budget rent a plane.
Yeah. But that's difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, I know Penn State basketball right now, they still, they think they know which way they're going on their charter situation, but like size of plane still is not determined yet. That may not be determined for a couple of weeks, more. And there are just fewer of them than there used to be.
Absolutely.
You would think in 2025, 26, like, so many things would be flourishing. There'd be more of things.
There'd be
like
more.
that,
Yeah.
but there aren't.
No.
That's just that doesn't break you in terms of doing it, but it is a factor.
It's
as to
sure
like,
it's going to
okay,
play a role.
hey,
No
let's
doubt.
sit down and talk about. Okay, can we make this work from the arena standpoint? Can we make it work in this? Once we pick the venue, well, you don't pick the venue until you find out do they have enough hotels. Okay. You then have to find out about ground transportation. Okay, they have bus companies there that can handle this and so forth, because you're going to have that. What about the hotels? Do you have enough hotels to house 8 teams? Can you do it? Okay, because there's going to be 8 more out there. All right. Then you have to work out how do we get them there?
Sure.
You thumbing on the side of the road, not a good look.
No. Yeah, that's not the best look.
But those are some of the things that they have to do.
Absolutely.
Right? And have to take into account when they are putting an event like that together. So, just something to think about. Are you going to leave the box at some point to just listen to the whiteout noise?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I've already got hopefully my plan, and it becomes the Hannibal Smith of the A team, and the plan comes together. But yeah, my plan is absolutely to take in the experience outside. But yeah, I absolutely I think with everything that is coming together, not only the atmosphere, obviously, but so many things about the whiteout that you just take in, and you don't necessarily become a fan, but you take it in and relish the moment a little bit. I think there's no question. Just you realize how special it is. Right. And I think when you have an opponent like Oregon coming here, there's no question. It ratchets up a little bit. Best atmosphere in college football, hands down.
Easily. And so they were asking me about this yesterday on Sirius XM. I was on with Jacob Hester, Bobby Carpenter, and E.J. Manuel. All speak very highly of you. What?
Carpenter was a good one.
No, Carpenter says he's not going to wear that gigantic Penn State logo shirt tomorrow. He says I don't know about it.
Well, he wants the OSU logo.
And I was asked about the fact that it's Oregon. And I said, let's have an honest conversation about that. Mm-hmm. I said, that's fine. I said, they've been playing the whiteout games. I said, I want to say this with all due respect to all the opponents they have, but this is the most intriguing one, I think, for fans since Auburn.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah,
because
absolutely.
You have not had Ohio State and Michigan. I said, Fox keeps taking that game and making it a big noon kickoff game. I said, and they're taking it out of the whiteout. And I said, that has been something that has been, I said, I found baffling. I said, and Auburn came in, I said, they had Bo Nix at the time.
Yeah.
And it was a big, big deal.
Yeah, and Moore reached out to Nix quite a bit this week. That was one thing about playing in the atmosphere, playing the whiteout.
Right, because he's played in it. How do you do this? How do you handle it? But I said that was the last time. I said, with all due respect to the opponents that played,
Minnesota,
you can only pick
and
out.
Washington and Iowa.
I did not list specific opponents.
Yeah.
And last year's game, for
on
goodness sakes, was only on Peacock.
Yeah,
really
terrible.
I mean, you can't sit there and brag about all the great traditions in football and keep backhanding this one.
Right.
I mean, the last year was the biggest backhand of all.
Yeah.
Not that it was Washington. I have no problem with it's Washington.
Yeah. No, right? Same.
Right? But you put it on Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock. Literally. Didn't even have it on TV.
I think Indiana, Iowa's on Peacock. Is that this week?
Yeah.
It's on Peacock.
Yeah. Penn State at some point will probably have a Peacock game this year.
I don't know. We'll see. Because Peacock does not get one every week. They have 8
for
the season.
Oh, good.
They're
well, they've already had 4. This will be number 4.
Well, they're allowed
8. Yeah, so we count. That's Big Ten, right? So we're not counting Notre Dame.
Right.
That's Big Ten only. Yeah, so it's 4. Only. Yeah. That explains why they have 2 Notre Dame games and 3 Notre Dame games in prime time then.
Right.
Yeah, those are the weeks that you'll have the Peacock weeks.
I mean, that's. But and I look. It's not like Peacock doesn't do a good job, but it doesn't.
No, they do, but it doesn't. No, it's
right now tomorrow. Saturday night's game is going to be on NBC and Peacock.
Yeah.
Now you're maximizing the audience.
Yes.
Hey, anybody who gets streaming can get it. Anybody who can get over the air, whether it's cable or with rabbit ears, whatever, can get the game. You've now maximized your audience.
Yes.
Because some people like it's all about streaming. You have a streaming option.
Yep.
Some people don't get it.
Right.
Or don't want to pay for it.
Yeah. And I think the other part that helps tomorrow, well, it's Oregon. It's Saturday. Yeah, it's Oregon, and that's the big part of it. But I like the whiteout. And look, when it's a big opponent, you're going to be up for it no matter what. Yeah. Team's going to be up for it. Fans are going to be up for it. I like the whiteout better earlier. I like it in September. I think it's it's much better. Exactly.
Degrees,
yeah.
72 degrees on Saturday when the game kicks off.
I think nice. Absolutely. I think having it at the end of September or even early October at the latest is the best thing to do for it. And when it gets towards the end of October, early November, weather plays a factor. Absolutely. I think there's a lot of other intangibles that come in together on the whiteout, unfortunately, as it gets that late.
Yeah.
No matter that play a role. So I think it doesn't necessarily take away from it, but I think having it earlier just is so much better.
I mean, but don't sit there and tell me about the great traditions of college football, and then from a TV standpoint,
not have it.
Yeah. In other words, you're Fox. You want to have Ohio State, Penn State. Let's just pick that.
Yeah. And I will fully understand why they take it. Ratings-wise, Ohio State and Penn State will give you a monster number. There's no question I understand why they take it.
Talk to NBC and trade it out and put it in prime time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't mean like Fox giving it to NBC. I mean Fox doing the game in prime time.
Yes. Yeah. And
Fox can't do a game in prime time?
Oh, sure they can. They can't do it when they have the World Series, but they certainly can other weeks.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
And Ohio State, I think, had a run of 6 straight noon games last year.
Yeah, and that's, I think, and look, they're going to have more this year. That is without a doubt unfair in so many ways. I know Ohio State was not happy about that. I know the fans certainly weren't happy about it, and they shouldn't be. That's I get why Fox wants the big games. There's no question. But to have the same, no, you can't
and say, hey, look, we're going to take this game, but we want it in prime time. Can you take noon?
Yeah.
Because we want to put the white out on national TV.
Yeah, when it's the first week. Which they tried, to my knowledge, supposedly tried to do. But it's the first week, put it Sunday night if you have to. That's it. Texas and Ohio State, you could have had Sunday night. And supposedly they tried to do that, and Texas didn't want to do that.
Well,
but
they didn't want to have one fewer day.
Yeah, exactly. Game. Yeah. But that's another option. Obviously you can't do it when the NFL's in season. You're not going to be able to.
Right.
But yeah, there's so many things I think you can do.
You may not have that option.
No, there's no way.
I mean, they may take that weekend.
Yeah, they may take that weekend. They may take that weekend, or they may. I think the more likely scenario, the Super Bowl is going to be President's Day weekend because they want that holiday weekend. But yeah, I think there's so many things you can do. And look, you want to have a big game at noon here and there, sure. The ratings are going to be there, but yeah, something like the whiteout, where night has a great effect on it because of the appearance of the crowd and the appearance in terms of seeing the white under the dark lights.
Look, I give credit to Fox in that they have ponied up a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they've stood by what they want to do. They've not backed away from what they want to do.
Right, but they've also ponied up a lot of money.
Sure.
The NFL model they have with CBS at 3:30 and NBC at night is, I think, in a lot of ways, a great model.
Yes.
Okay. The SEC deal with ESPN gives them all the flexibility as to where they put
do anything. Yeah.
So this week, I think their primetime game opposite this is Alabama, Georgia.
It is. Yep.
Okay. And that'll be on ABC, I think.
I would think so. Yeah.
Right. They seem to be able to get like Miami against Florida in prime time.
Yeah.
I watched some of that last week. I was watching the Florida offense was really a painful exercise. But the Florida defense was
defense is good.
Pretty darn
Yeah.
good.
That was pretty much 13-7 game. But the score didn't show it at the end, but that was pretty much 13-7 game for a while there.
Right. And so they're able to get LSU at night with that atmosphere.
Yeah.
They're going to get Sanford Stadium at night with that atmosphere. Right. So they're, because of that they have, with the SEC, they have total control over who goes what and where. No draft.
Right.
I think it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And
when ABC and ESPN had the chance to, and look, people know the selection. A lot of fans know how the selection works nowadays, where they take weeks and say, hey, I want the first game here, this week. ESPN understood the significance of the whiteout and the importance of it. ABC and ESPN both absolutely understood the significance of it and made sure that game was under the lights. Yeah, absolutely.
No, and ABC, ESPN did a great job.
Sensational job.
NBC will do a great
job. They do.
With it.
Yeah, they will.
When CBS had it a couple of years ago, they did a great job with it.
Yeah.
And I remember doing. I think I did the opening for it, and I had to go through.
Yep.
Go walk here, say this, walk here. It's like, we kind of knocked it out, but like everything was done at night. So I was in there. I think I got home at like 10:30 at night. Okay, because you had to do it under the lights. Couldn't do it during the day. I mean, everybody's done a great job with it. But last year when they put it on Peacock, I sat back and went,
it just didn't make sense. Yeah.
I don't understand what you're doing. I mean, don't sit there and brag about all the great traditions of the conference. And now here's one that it may be one that's come up in the last, almost 20 years, right? I mean, full stadium whiteout. So I'm going back to Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's first, yeah.
Purdue, of course, in 2000.
Student whiteout, yep.
Right. Which is turned into let me put it this way. When Penn State played Auburn, I was talking to Peter King the next week, and he says to me, he says, geez, Steve, he says, that was coming through the TV set. He said, that's a bucket list game.
100%. Yeah.
Well, but so you're taking, a bucket list game where you can really maximize it for television, and you don't do it?
Yeah.
Now you end up with Penn State, Oregon this time, so this time you are doing it. You're right. Time of the year means something. The opponent means
I think so too. Opponent means a lot, sure.
Right. And I think that's where TV loves doing the whiteout, but because of the contract with Fox, you've got to have some flexibility and say, and again, I have no problem if Fox discusses, hey, we want to trade this out, because they do trades.
Sure they do.
They do trades. What the heck? I mean, CBS did the whiteout. Why? Because they traded it out.
Yeah, had to.
Okay.
Fox has never had the whiteout either. That, I think, is another thing that as a network they can look at and say, hey, we got to have this. I think at some point. And that's the other part of it. You would think.
Because I want to hear Gus look around and go, ha ha.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and that's
Gus is loving it.
Yeah, and I know they love coming here. Yeah, Gus and Joel, Jenny, all love coming here. But yeah, the other part of it is look, Fox is built on Big Noon. They believe in Big Noon. They want to keep it. That's fine. 1 week away from Big Noon, where you're under the lights, you could even have Big Noon here and have the game under the lights. I think there's so many things you can do that I just wish they do. And unfortunately, we may see them do it at some point. We may never. And look, I understand the World Series. I understand you're not able to do it then.
No,
There's no question. That part, yeah, I get it entirely. But the other weeks, I think there's flexibility to do it. Yeah, that absolutely is. And look, you had Big Noon a couple of years ago when Clifford was injured in the Iowa game. That was 4:00 kick. Yeah. So there's 3:30 kick in Ohio State and Columbus a couple of years ago, 2017. So you can do it.
Yeah, you can. Well, another big show for you. I kind of felt that there were moments that you were lucid.
That's right.
I just feel like you have not been the same since Patches the dog.
It's traumatizing.
Traumatizing.
That's right.
Imagine how a little dog felt. Big human chasing after it.
Oh, no, it was the other way around. I got my exercise in quite a bit in those routes.
Yeah, because you're chasing the dog. Wow. It's sad. Really sad. Yeah. Fine family. Nice people. Adorable little dog. Yeah. I know you say that you get trashed everywhere you go because of it. Because you think I made too big a deal out of it.
Nah.
Oh, so you admit I haven't made a big enough deal out of it.
That's right.
You could take any sentence and turn it around. You know what I mean? You could do all that stuff. But, yeah. And you got Central Dauphin tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Central Dauphin and Landis Field, yep.
This is a ridiculous question. They any good this year?
They're 2-1 or 3-1. I think they're playing well, but they're playing well. But I think State College has a huge advantage in a lot of ways. They play zone coverage. I think State College can take advantage of that. And the one thing, Glenn McNamee has always played State College tough. Mm-hmm. He always tries to control the clock, and if he can do that, I think they've got a better chance. But I think State College is the better team, and I think the biggest thing for them is just taking advantage of what CD gives them.
So, I mean, are you going to be able to? They're going to let you in the stadium? Or?
They are going to let me in the stadium, but where we're broadcasting the game from, I have no idea.
No, and I'm not asking that to be.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a legitimate question.
Yeah, that is going to be the interesting part. They've offered us power. That's about all I've been offered so far. They said television has kicked you out of your spot, and
what television is it?
That's what I'm guessing. 21, CBS 21 out there, maybe. I don't know.
See, I think it's. My guess would be it's cable access.
It could be. Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, we'll have the game for you on Bigfoot Country Legends. Will there be fans cutting in front of us and impairing our view? Potentially. We will see.
I keep telling you not to do the game from the snack shack.
Well, yeah, that's. You've not broadcasted games until you have broadcasted high school baseball, because I think you broadcast high school baseball in just about every spot in the stadium. That is the one spot. I can't. I have broadcasted so many games. Back when we did baseball, I broadcasted in so many locations. I have no idea how we saw the game.
And neither did the audience.
Thank goodness for technology.
So in other words, your games are all AI.
That's right. Completely.
There you go. Finally, a confession. Okay. It tells you weren't even at the games.
Oh.
Well, That's what I said earlier about like pink and black uniforms.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what they want to do? What Adidas wants to do, and again, it's going to be their discussion with Penn State.
Sure.
But I know Penn State wore the pink and blacks in basketball. Right. I talked to Jerry Allen yesterday at Oregon. I did not bring this up with him, but I remember talking to Paul Keels doing the Rose Bowl, not the last one, but he did an Ohio State, Oregon Rose Bowl.
Oregon.
Steve, he said, I couldn't tell their numbers. They were wearing some ridiculous combination.
Yeah, it's bad.
Now, on TV, it looks good.
Sure.
Okay. Get a whole wide stadium there. Okay, like they have to be able to see, too. By the way, Paul Skeen's last start last night, so they're shutting him down. Okay? Shutting him down, just like we're shutting you down.
That's right.
Why? Because you're both, Skeens and you have something in common. So valuable to the future of the organization.
That's right.